Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. Whoa, my volume is so loud. I'm dear darling, I shall see what's going on our lovely island of Fawnhallow today. It'll be relaxing as per usual. I just opened my calculator somehow. What are we going to be talking about today? What did I talk about yesterday? I don't even remember anymore. Oh, we got like touring around Scotland while it was all rainy and that sort of thing. So what was the next thing we did? That's a good question. I don't know. I'm going to have to consult the photo album. I don't know what sort of weird emphasis I did at photo album to see what we've been doing. Let's see. Hello everyone. Right now in Fawnhallow, it's 4:51 PM on Saturday, September 7th, 2024. Shooting stars. Right, we went to a castle. And we looked around this castle. I don't remember what this castle was called. I think it's called Eileen Donovan, actually, so I vaguely remember. Oh, this is a day we went to the Isle of Skye, wasn't it? Where we saw various things. We started off as this, like, halfway trip thing to a castle, it was honestly a very small castle. It was, like, a very tiny island in the middle of, I guess, a loch or lake. Oh, yeah, I'm using the Joy-Con drifty Joy-Cons because the other ones are charging. I forgot to charge them after last time, but still. So we went to the castle. What else did we see? There was the bridge to actually go over to the Isle of Skye. I don't remember. Oh my word! You know what? Let's just sit down here and not even have to. Okay, let's just horn. I guess Vivian. Sorry. Let's just sit down here. We'll not even bother with trying to navigate and do the inventory sorting. We can do that next time. What was I going to say? I forgot again. Oh yes, we crossed a bridge to get over to Isle of Skye. It was a huge amount of driving today from the drivers. It was like, if anything, like a big sort of road trip. I'm trying to remember what random things we've seen. There's a picture of a horse with like cool sunglasses. When you go on like road trips and you're driving, you certainly do pass a lot of like very strange looking things. You sort of like see random things by the roadside and you're like, what on earth is that? It's just incredibly strange, bizarre bits and pieces here and there where you're just like, I don't really know what to make of this, to be honest. But yeah, I mean there's a lot of nice natural scenery. Like here's some photos by river. Here's some Highland cows, I assume. But the first place we drove off to was, I don't remember what it was called. I think it was like called Old Man something. It's not called like Old Man Walk. That doesn't make any sense. But it was something of the old man because it's meant to look like an old man lying down or something. But I remember how it was someone described at some point. That's why it was so not aptly named. That's why it was named as such. I don't remember much else about it. I mean, we didn't really walk up. We stayed there for like a very short amount of time. There was a huge amount of construction basically going on right next to it, and we were just like, all right, you know, let's maybe not just like stay here for the entire time. Otherwise, we won't have time for other things. But it was a nice sort of like natural like place. It was a bit more walking than maybe anticipated. They had like this mini car parking. Very, very difficult when you're driving to this place. This place is very popular. I guess because people parked and like walked for like an hour and a half or something. Oh yeah, and I also forgot we went to the visitor centre just to have a quick look-see, and there was someone, but it was them opening up the visitor centre again for like the first time in wherever we're meant to be together. But like apparently it opened like many months ago, question mark or something. But then they never actually got to like properly celebrate the opening of it. So they held that sort of like, not festival, but like ceremony thing today. And part of me, like, we saw them like across in like not a secret room, but a room to the side. Essentially, where people, presumably stakeholders, have come to be like, oh yeah, you know, good job us, we got this open, we did it, team. Congratulations, everyone. It's nice to see you, etc., etc., etc. Part of me did like look at it and be like, I wonder if I could just like walk in with enough bravado for them to be like, oh yeah, and I'd be like, oh yeah, you know, I'm just like an assistant or something. Help sort of coordinate things. Really new to this company, etc. Really pleased that we managed to pull this off, everyone. I don't think I have one with bravado that, nor with chops. I think to do so. Not really wanton desire in first place. I'm not really sure what I'd gain for that, but it did cross my mind as a sort of like a call of a void. No, intrusive thought. That's a word. Intrusive thought sort of thing. Where I was just like, I could, but I didn't. But they did have like this little celebration ceremony thing where there was like two people. One was playing bagpipes and one was playing like the harp. Literally just in like the entrance foyer area, which was really small. It was like just like a small corridor, to be perfectly honest, which felt a bit strange, felt a little bit cramped in there. I didn't actually buy anything from this welcome centre, I remember, because I looked around and I was like, there's nothing here I actually want to buy. But the bagpipes, I mean, bagpipes are loud. I mean, you're meant to kind of, I don't know for certain, but because, you know, they originate in Scotland, there's something which is played in the Highlands, it's meant to sort of like echo and resonate throughout the mountain side or whatever, and you hear it for miles and miles. Being in that close vicinity to a bagpipes is certainly quite a deafening thing. Which is maybe why bagpipes has such a reputation for being such like a blunt force instrument. Well, blunt force instrument's not really the right word, because that actually makes it sound like a weapon. More like a very, yeah, I don't know, like blunt barbaric instrument. And barbaric feels wrong as well, but I don't know. I mean, that's like just a sort of reputation that I've heard here and there, but rather than the elegance of something like a harp, and nor, I don't know, what's seen as a very elegant instrument? Violin? I'm not sure. I guess that's kind of like subjective depending on what you like or don't like, I suppose. Who am I to judge? Anyway. So yeah, I don't know. We certainly, maybe unsurprisingly, heard a lot of bagpipes about the place while we're in Scotland. It is, well, I don't actually know if it's a like national musical instrument. I just kind of assumed it was, to be honest, but it might not be. Yeah, so they had like this opening ceremony thing. We didn't really stay all that long. Instead, we went to this place. This is a thing I think I mentioned very briefly, but we basically went to like a seafood place recommended, by might add, by our vegetarian friend, which is very confusing. Everyone was basically very confused afterwards, as we found the only vegetarian thing that they even had was chips. But like, according to my friend, you know, a friend who did a lot of the organising, he was just like, I was talking to a friend about like what to do in the Outer Sky, because he's been before, he wasn't with us on this part of the trip, and he was like, oh yeah, if there's anything you got to do like the old man, and you got to do like fairy fountains and this seafood place. And we were like, okay, I guess it's that good. If you want to recommend, if a vegetarian recommends it, it's like, it's got to be that good. How was it? I mean, it was pretty good, I'm not gonna lie, but you know, pretty good in the grand scale of like food places. It's not like I wouldn't like drop everything I have to make sure I go fight there or something. Eat there. Sorry, I'm doing my battle dome at the same time. My Neopet is too hungry to fight. I need to go feed it some food or something. I should put it in the Neo Lodge. I don't know why I haven't. Neo Lodge, where are you? Yeah, I mean, like, it was pretty good. Like, two of our friends had like fish and chips. One had, two of them had crabs. I had soft shell crab, and another friend had like a mussel, because it was an oyster. Sorry, because it was the first time he's ever had an oyster. It was like pretty good. It was just, everyone was just so confused, being like, why did our vegetarian friend recommend this to us? It was just sort of surprising, if anything. Anyway, we went there, we stopped for a while, and then we went to Ferry Pools, which was honestly just super nice. Did I not complete this booking? No, I did complete this booking. Why did it take so long for this Neopet is no longer hungry? Please stop telling me my Neopet is hungry. There you go. But then we went to Ferry Pools, which was like a really nice sort of walk up. In my mind, I pictured it like the Croatian National Park, Kruka, which I have been to, and it's also very nice. It's basically like this big sort of pool basin with loads of these like waterfalls like falling into it. A lot of people swim there. We didn't. I think we just went on a small walk about the place. But what it really was is basically like an incredibly long river with a lot of waterfalls in the thing, because of the very rapid sort of changes of elevation. here and there, which is not a bad thing. I don't mean to say that as like, oh, I can't believe it, this is what it is. I think it was cool, but it was also just like, oh, but it's not exactly what I expected from it. I need to like rearrange my Neopets items or something. Anyway, what was I going to say from this? I don't remember anymore. I don't know. I mean, the fairy pools definitely was a highlight. It was a really nice little walk, really nice, just sort of like looking at the nature, everyone having a really nice time, I think, walking up and down. It wasn't particularly rainy. It was starting to rain once we got to, well, I don't think we quite went to the top, but we went pretty high up. Well, high up, we went a pretty decent of ways along until like the path basically stopped existing, and we were like, okay, it's starting to rain, maybe we should get back. Not like it's going to be particularly different the rest of it, but that's kind of not really the motivation behind in the first place. There's also, we saw the rock, not doing the Rock Johnson, but for some reason on Google Maps there's like one rock along the path which is like really highly rated, like reviewed. I don't know, maybe I can find it. People adore it for some reason, just like that joke review they have in England. I can't remember where it is, but like the shopping was it like a Sainsbury's or something, like trolley tunnel or something? Hold on, UK trolley tunnel. Sainsbury's trolley tunnel. Is this Bude's trolley tunnel? Is that it? Bude trolley tunnel in Cornwall, which is just surprisingly like high rated. Just for a meme. It's number 4 of 32 things to do in Bude, apparently. I don't even know if that's how you say it. Bude tunnel. Top attractions. How cute. It's actually on TripAdvisor. Well, anyway, sorry, not point. Scotland fairy pools. I've got hiccups now. Oh yeah, and here we go. It's Just a Rock. There you go. Just a Rock fairy pools. 4.9 stars, 83 ratings. My dog gave a rock a lick. It tasted good. Lovely piece of stone. There's something very fun about these sort of very harmless reviews, I suppose. To a certain extent, I guess they're not completely harmless. Very few jokes, I suppose, are completely harmless, because I guess people actually touring maybe might look at this and be like, oh, it's an actual thing, like an actual like historic site, maybe we should go see it, and then they turn up and it's just a rock. But I suppose that's a little bit harmless in the end, isn't it? Like, because you're still by fairy pools, which is still like a pretty big sort of touring thing to see in the Isle of Skye, but I understand it's not, to say, completely victimless at the end. But yeah, I mean, it literally is just a rock. It's interesting seeing these sort of like fake meme reviews or something. I don't know how many of them are about the place, or how often or how common they necessarily are, but it's a little bit amusing, methinks, rather than anything. I say with absolutely dead tone in my voice. Oh, it is a little bit amusing, I would say. Yeah, but the fairy pools named such, my friend was telling me about them. I can't remember all the details about, because they were reading like a book about like folklore in Scotland or something, and you know, fairy pools, fae, origins. I can't remember actually what the exact origin of a name was, or why it's just called that. First name reference, 1930s guidebook, where no known associations of fairies. Okay, well, never mind. I guess it's just called that. I don't know. They were reading a book and it was about like not fairy tales, folklore and things in Scotland. I'm trying to remember other things like that. Like, I remember they were saying something, what was it, rowan trees fend off witches. Witches turn into like white birch trees, something like that. Oh, and there was another thing we looked up where we looked at something. It was like, oh, we could. I can't remember. I think I was just like, let's make up our own like mythos about all this sort of thing. And one of the things they said was like looking at a pool, like it looks like it's like from a giant's footstep or something, which apparently actually is like one of the ongoing laws about that place, or something like that. I might honestly be getting the stories confused, but if anything, that's just kind of how like folklore propagates, right? Word of mouth, and then things get a little bit twisted here and there, and then suddenly becomes something out of a fantasy legend. But yeah, I don't know what I was going to say about this, to be perfectly honest. You might hear my voice is basically fully recovered, which is nice. I managed to pull Lycon in Zender Zone 0 because I was trying to get more Ceph. What do they call them? They're not constellations, Eidolons, mindscapes. That's what they're called. And then literally just one temple got Lycon, and I was like, wow, that's crazy. So now I have my set team of Ellen, Lycon, Sokaku, and then Grace, Jane, and Rena. Might pull for Benny's, we'll see. I'm not crazy about like any of the other upcoming characters in ZCZ, so we'll see how it goes. Did manage to fully clear Shiyu defense though, so I'm happy with that. But yeah, apart from that, things are pretty chill. Otherwise, just sort of relaxing, just sort of recovering. I'm basically recovered, I'd say. I still have a nasty cough, but I had very much a cough to begin with, so I guess nothing's new. Probably still infectious. That's just kind of how infections work, right? Or diseases, but yeah, I don't know. Just a rock. It's just a rock. I am just a rock. And something. I can't remember how I'm Just Ken goes. How do I rearrange my Battle Dome stuff? Because now I can buy... Wow, this Joy-Con drift is crazy. Because now I can buy stuff, right? Stats. Yes, here, okay. I can get rid of Leaf Shield. Enter my pin. I could probably get rid of his Sword of Maloon, seeing as I don't use that anymore. Really, I just need to keep the things I actually use. I don't need the Parasol. Should I go buy the thing first? I should probably go buy the thing first as well. Yeah, I don't know. We sort of like parody. Am I going to talk about fairy pools? I'm going to talk about fairy pools and Just a Rock. I guess that's kind of like what the crux was today. But on that note, I'll round this episode off here. So if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling, and likes, comments, subscription, shares, greatly appreciated. Socials, Discord down below. Hope to see each other again, but for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye bye for now. Oh, just gone. Alright, bye.